Game resumed.
All right, guys, and we are hopping into our first match of this round of four. Second qualifier spawning here in the bottom right is going to be the Red Zerg player representing University of Washington. It is Salgood. And spawning in the top right position as the purple Protoss player representing Georgia Tech. It's going to be FXO's Theory. So we have a PVZ to start things off here, Matt. And honestly, both of these players are just so good. I'm just very excited right now.
Yeah, these guys have fantastic records coming in. This season, FXO Theory, he is 4-0 in the CSL, and his opponent Salgood, he is 3-1, so both very impressive records so far.
Yeah, so this qualifier, I mean, I'm sure it was not easy, but these guys end up meeting in the round of four, which is just so fitting. And Salgood, he is 3-1, but that one loss he took was to Protoss, so maybe struggling a little bit against the race, whether it's against that late game, very powerful sky toss or just some early timing attacks is unknown. But, FXO Theory, looking at his average game length, this qualifier is only around 10 minutes. So it looks like this guy doesn't have any problems kind of ending the game quickly.
Wow, that would be surprising to see, especially since a forge has already gone down. Once you put that forge down, you're either committed to cannon rush or throw down your natural. And there's several natural, including timings, that'll end the game at around the 10-minute mark. But
Right.
really, Salgood, you're right, he does have that one loss to a Protoss player. It's only one data point, but at least we know it can be done. Salgood can be beaten. So
Yeah. And I mean, if there's a Protoss player to do it, it is Theory. I mean, just his overall record, not just from this qualifier, but even last season. I mean, every time we broadcast this guy play a game, it's just top-notch play. So he is really scary. And on a map like Star Station, a two-base play wouldn't be out of the question because it's just so wide open. Taking that third base, especially in these positions, would just be a hassle, I feel like.
yeah, you're really going out on a limb to get that third base, unless you're a Terran player. But neither of these players are Terrans, so they really they don't have the siege tanks to take that natural and defend the third at the same time. So it's going to be a difficult third base for both players. I bet Salgood, he's still going to do it nevertheless, just because he has a pretty good rush distance working in his favor. But we got some Lings moving out across the map right now, and they're going to scout Theory. He has a full wall off with that probe, and he is quite prepared.
Yeah, and Theory could definitely end the game off of two base, but I saw him play a PVZ in the last qualifier, I believe, or it may have been actually earlier in this same qualifier. PVZ on this same map, and he opened up Oracles, but when he did that, he actually sort of got two Oracles, did a little pressure, and got a third base. I would be a little bit surprised to see him do the exact same strategy, but I mean, considering it was the same qualifier, same map, we could see something like that, and it was a very unique style. So we're going to have to see how FXO Theory wants to progress his tech, but we could be seeing some unique Stargate play rather than the typical, sort of Phoenix opener.
I love that. The prospect of Oracle play against Zerg, I mean, the queens are there, so that's definitely a huge barrier and obstacle to that. But I'd love to see it executed, see how many drone kills he could pull off.
Yeah, it was actually really weird. He kind of pushed with the Oracles and some gateway units, so he was forcing a lot of Lings out in the front. He was almost using the Oracles to sort of DPS down some extra Lings and maybe even a couple of Roaches that were come out. Obviously Oracle's not that great against Roaches, but they melt down Lings very quickly, so they kind of help to add to that DPS. And of course he had that Mothership Core, so he could recall whenever he felt like he was in a lot of danger. So there goes the Stargate. Whether or not we're going to see those Oracles again, we have to wait and see. But I am excited either way because, seeing some new, different builds come out is always a treat.
Yeah, we're going to find out soon enough. That Stargate is 10 seconds, 15 seconds away from finishing. And Salgood, he's starting to get his economy on track.
Oh,
he's
man,
actually...
I really want those Zealots, man.
Oh yeah, I want those Zealots too.
I need that skin. I'm slacking. I need to get level 30. So I mean, I think FXO Theory has been level 30 for pretty much ever.
Yeah, it's a pretty skin. I get to start rolling random just to get that leveling up.
It is pretty badass. And we do see that first Oracle in production, so it looks like we might be seeing that build If he makes two Oracles, then it's definitely going to be the same exact build. Look at Theory, already out on the map, already being active with his first gateway units, and he has that Mothership Core coming out. I really like this play right now.
This would be fantastic. Salgo, he hasn't scouted the starport quite yet. Excuse me, the Stargate quite yet, and he does have an evolution chamber going down, so he will be able to build spore crawlers once he does scout it. And that Overlord, it just found that Stargate, and it sees that Oracle being made if you zoom in on that Stargate. Just been revealed, and he knows what's up, and the spore crawlers are...
Well, here comes the Oracle, man. It's in the third base, and it should be able to start killing drones, and nope, she's going to kind of fly all the way over here. I'm not sure what happened to that Oracle, man. That rally point was not ideal. It definitely had an opportunity to take out a few drones there. Kind of missed it, and now the Queen is going to be able to do a little bit of damage to this Oracle, but here comes a Zealot and a Mothership Core, and wow, actually able to take out the Queen, and now Salgood's third base looking very unprotected right now.
And Salgood is losing quite a few drones here. That Oracle is just doing DPS, finally pulling back. The rest of the drones are going to make it home safe, but the Spore Crawler just got off. Oracle's getting out of the way. Took a little bit of damage there, and I don't know if Salgood is going to be able to defend this third base.
I mean, look at how confident Theory is right now. Getting a third Oracle, getting a robotics facility, and a third base, because look at how much damage he's doing right now. He knows how stressed out Salgood is, and he knows that he can't get any pressure put back onto him. So this little opener, this little cute opener from Theory, this unit composition, just able to do so much for him right now. And Salgood's in a position where, you know, he may be entering that point of no return very quickly.
Yeah, Theory, I mean, he's doing so much with so few units. He's just thrown down a couple Oracles, the Mothership Core, some Zealots, and he's just using them so effectively. And this harassment, the third base is definitely going to go down. These Zerglings, I'm not sure if he's even going to care about them. He's just going to focus down that third, and he's going to
very
walk
close.
home.
The Mothership Core is actually going to be the one to finish it off, so just great job. Theory's Oracles right now, not going to be super useful. They are out of energy, but look at him, just cannoning up his third base right now. He wants to stay protected, even cannoning up his natural. He knows that the biggest threat coming from Salgood right now is going to be some sort of big counterattack, so he's trying to cover all his bases right now as well as he can. Oracles are actually helping to fend off those links, and you know, with 2 photon overcharges on that Mothership Core, I think he's going to be able to hold pretty much anything.
Yeah, that's an impressive Mothership Core. It already has 8 kills already. Salgood, he's kind of got his back up against the wall. As a Zerg player, you never like to be down one base against a Protoss. But Salgood, he's finding himself in that position right now, and it looks like he's cleaning up this pylon over by the third. Very good to, you know, keep that map awareness and make sure there aren't any near warp-in locations. And
yeah.
Theory, he's just he's getting his Colossus production underway. He has this robotics bay halfway done.
Yeah, I mean, Salgood's best option, and you know, I don't blame him for doing so. You know, he's getting that Hydra speed. You know, he wants to try and hit that Hydra timing that, you know, a lot of Protosses get very comfortable with, you know, heavy air-based compositions lately. So to hit those Hydra times can be effective, but I mean, Salgood has taken so much damage that he really needs to go soon, because that third base from Theory is running pretty solidly right now. And actually, at another attack from these Oracles, Void Ray, and Mothership Core on this fourth base, there's just so many different animations right now, and that hatchery doesn't even get canceled. Salgood is definitely in some trouble right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys got tickets to the light show, but you're here anyways. That Oracle and the Mothership Core and the Void Rays, that's the fourth base is down. Salgood, they're actually tied on workers right now. It's 64 to 64 harvesters. So Theory, he's looking really solid. This hallucinated Phoenix just jumped in there. Was he hallucinated, actually?
Yeah, it was a hallucinated Phoenix, and he caught everything. He even saw the Hydra Den researching. He saw the Hydras pop out, so he knows what Salgood's trying to do. He knows his scheme, and you know, with a first Colossus coming out right now, and the second one, I mean, all you really need is about 2 to 3 Colossi to feel very safe against any heavy Hydra-based composition, and some force fields, of course. And in this case, he has plenty of those as well. So, I mean, the only thing that, you know, as a Protoss player in Heart of the Swarm that you have to worry about is, you know, if he's able to get more economy and get those Vipers to snatch all those precious units out of your composition.
Now we have some Hydralisks moving across the map. This is a pretty huge pack here. They're gonna try to snipe the third, but Fury, he's coming in with a very diverse army. He has a lot of energy on those sentries, so he has a lot of force fields ready. And Salgod, he's gonna take that Xel'Naga tower and actually turn back, because he doesn't like what he sees.
No, I actually really like this play. He pushed forward, he kind of put Theory on the back foot just a tiny bit. And look at he's double expanding, so he knows he needs to hold on to at least one of these hatcheries. So I really like that, poking ahead, double expanding, just showing good fundamentals here, I would say.
Yeah, this is fantastic use of the new Hydralisk speed with HOTS. They increased Hydralisk speed a little bit off creep. So these guys aren't quite as slow, they're not as easy to catch, so very good just to do that little poke and gain that scouting information.
And we do see that Hive now coming down for Salgud, so he's going to be able to start teching up. And again, when you see this as a Zerg player and you have all those Hydralisks in your composition, the only way you can make them effective in the late game is by getting those Vipers and snatching the Colossi and even some of the Void Rays straight out of that composition. It just makes it into such a scary, scary force to deal with as a Protoss player. So that Hive is now coming down. The bases are now starting to come down for Salgud. He's not going to be able to hold on to this forward base if Theory decides to push the issue, and it looks like he may, so Salgud will have to sort of sack that base, I feel like, is his best option.
Yeah, Salgud, actually, both players are very close to maxing out. Here come the Colossi. They're going to do a couple hits on that Extractor, take that out. Force fields bearing several Roaches just got trapped in those force fields, a few more. And it looks like Salgud, he's definitely going to have to back off. He's remaxing constantly. Right as he's losing units, he's remaxing. This is perfect play, but he's going to need something to deal with that anti-air. He's going to need some anti-air against the Colossus and the Void Rays.
Yeah, so he does end up evacuating that base, and luckily he didn't overcommit too much to trying to defend it. Now setting up a very nice flank here, but is it going to be enough? It's just ground units. Roaches and Hydras now trying to close the gap. They're trying to pick off the Colossi, but it's just not enough ground units. FXO Theory's supply is just so much ahead right now. Look at those time warps as well. Theory just doing such a good job here. I mean, his unit composition is so scary, and I honestly don't think that Salgud had enough time to get the tech that he needed. Theory's just going to push through, and I think that is going to be it. GG.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it, man. I mean, his strategy is just so strong. Salgud barely had a moment to breathe that game, I feel like.
Yeah, you could tell Theory definitely had that game planned out. He probably looked at Salgud, looked at his replays beforehand and said, all right, I'm going to stick with this 2 Oracle rush and see what I can do with that, and it was very effective.
Yeah, so a good first win there for Georgia Tech. And guys, we're going to take a short break. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, NCIX, MSI, and Raid Call. Be sure to check out all the good sweepstakes and overall goodness that we're doing there. When we come back, though, it's going to be Masan from Quantic going up against Kawaii Rice, which that's just awesome. I'm just so excited for that.
Me too.
So stick around, guys. We'll be right back.